Hi guys, and welcome to Stalker of the Week Part 2, where we continue to look into the Three of Wands. If you're new, you do not know what Stalker of the Week is. It's a collective reading I do on an energy that has really stood out to me, and we look into it. And I have just done an hour-long reading on this one, where I got some very interesting energies, and we are continuing with it now, because I'm curious and I have the time. So let's do that. Take what you want with it, from it, leave behind the rest, never ever force it if it doesn't. What did we get into in the last reading? Let's do a quick summary. Yes, first, the overall message was not to deny your emotions and to grow in cultural awareness, or an awareness here about when to fight and when to let go, basically, and that we can't control our environment, and that sometimes or in this situation it looked up as though someone was being put up by their situation, right? And even though there may have been two people that really wanted to come together, there was another energy coming in between, and it felt as though, I mean, me as a reader, it was a little confusing because, like, I can see this wanting to come together, but someone else or a third energy was trying to block it. But it probably is a learning experience, right? And we will see how it plays out now, right? Let's see if we can give it a more positive spin. This Three of Wands is still incredibly interesting to me. There's so many messages in it. And yes, it will probably be a little chaotic, but that's what comes with the Three of Wands, this one. So what are we going to start by doing? I'm going to start by laying out some overall, and I'm looking into this in situation, possibly the person. I'm going to add it up as a person that you're dealing with, right? Because it's easier for me to do it like that, and we're doing past, present, future. But let's start by pulling out some overall energies to help guide it. Let's start by doing I call it a soul lesson, but it's a soul journey. Last time we got the denial. What do we have this time? We have regrets. And we have courage. We are still in the same color scheme, which is like this yellowness, right? Regret. I know I cannot change the past. That's a nice acknowledgement to have. I know that I cannot change the past. Yes, we can have regret, so we can learn from it. There's no point in living in the past saying, if only I did this and that. Yes, but you can't go back and do it. What you can say is that I will try not to do it the next time. Regret. And courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Again, this fear. Right, let's see if we can get this guy. You can't see him. I want to put him over my water. Then I need some water here. Let's place him right here. Little cranky there. So we got this regret, and then I'm adding one of these here. Divine Matrix. That is such a complex energy, and the land in between. I'm gonna tell you more when I have laid out the cards, alright? Let's try and make this a little shorter in time, if possible, but that will require me to lay out the cards. Divine Matrix, that is such a complex energy. I almost want to read it to you, because for me to communicate this or to put it into words, it's so complex. If you can see it, it is very, very it's similar to a very, very chaotic one, right? I'm gonna pull out the last one, and then I will tell you more. A win-win outcome is forecast. That's very interesting, because the last one was forget it. And then we have don't let the past hold you back. So I'm gonna find this one and read it for you, because two of them. And then I will give it to you. I could probably make these readings shorter if I just laid out the cards and just did a quick summary, but then you would miss it. And then you would miss a lot of it. Have you ever wondered how these synchronicities come together? The meaningful coincidences that move life forward in ways we may not understand at that time. We can get trapped in the idea that the world is a place of separate parts. The space in between pores, the true quantum spiritual nature of reality can be confusion. Imagine that everything possible under the sun is waiting to be claimed. You are not separate from what it is that you desire to manifest. Everything is intrinsically connected within this vast living web of life. The divine matrix. This divine matrix is like it's similar to the Anima Mundi and the one that has shown up here a lot in the monthly readings, but also with the thread. Let me tell you why in a minute. Oh God, sorry, I got a patience with me, alright? Even that which you have not yet observed as part of your life experience is still connected to you. It remains dormant until you choose it. Okay. Life operates on life's terms. You don't live in a vacuum. You're surrounded by a multiple of realities. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to translate this because this, sometimes you get information here that is very, very abstract and people would call me confusing. Yes, I may be confusing, but I'm also dealing with stories that are confusing, okay? And I pick up on these energies here. They are very, very, very complex and philosophical in nature in terms of presenting it. So please be patient with me as I try to find a language. The divine matrix here is the understanding of oneness. And what is oneness? A lot of some people, it can be a difficult concept to grasp because the oneness is a matter of understanding diversity. It's an understanding of first and foremost differences, but also understanding how differences are made in that it's all a matter of perspective. God, okay. Oh God. This energy here has to do with understanding that you can have a win-win outcome if you look at the past as an experience that enlightens the present moment and your future. If you look into the future, that if we have boxes of past, present, future, if you look at the future as not yet set, the energies that shape the future are energies that we have in the present, and the present energies are related to the past. That's why we do past, present, future. The future is never set. The only thing that is set is in the past. But the past is still living in the present moment because the reality you live today is a reality that has been constructed based upon decisions you made in the past. That means that the future that is yet to come is living in the present moment as well because the present is going to be the future's past. So the moments you make, the decisions you make in the present moment will determine how you live in the future. That is the divine matrix. That's how things are connected. The oneness here is this one understanding of, for instance, time. People like to think of it as also that people are one and all of that. Yes, that comes this understanding that I always say, if you look at us the way we look, we are different people. You cut us open, we tend to look the same. But we are still different people, right? We grow up in different times. God, this is such a complex energy. We grow, all right, so, oh, God, sorry guys. I thought I could make this short, but I can't. I'm so sorry. But we are still different people, right? We grow up differently, so we got to understand and accept differences. But most of the time we face the same challenges. We just deal with them differently depending on where it is that we are and how we grow up, the time we grow up in. Period problems. Women have always had this capacity to give birth, so meaning the problems that come with giving birth have always been there for women, although they are dealt with differently, right? They are lower mortality rate, but because of medical staff can now deal with it differently. But don't mistake that women don't die. It also just depends on where they are born. For instance, in Africa, it's still very big. What does this have to do with anything? I have no idea, guys. This is the understanding of the domain matrix. That's what I'm trying to say. It's so bloody difficult to explain this energy. It is almost an energy also being afraid of the vastness of this understanding, because it is so big. It's like this understanding of, oh my God, I'm just one of many. I am living in this chaos. It's almost like an information overload right now. I'm so sorry, guys, if that was my fault. Maybe that is a problem we have here with this information overload, and I'm guilty of doing that. I'm so sorry. People get confused with my readings because I give all this complex information, which I should probably simplify a lot more. But in your case, let's get back to what is your case. I know that I cannot change the past. No, but you can let the past inform your present moment. Oh God, if I were just better at this, I could have condensed this. You cannot change the past, but you can. The past lives in the present moment. In the way that you're making decisions right now. If you were living in the past, if you're making decisions based upon the past that are negative, if you're only focusing on the negative, you're basically also creating a negative future outcome. That's how it will repeat itself. If you take on a more constructive perspective on the past and saying, I can learn from it, that's where we have this win-win outcome that is forecast. All of this very complex information I just went over, if any of you got anything from it, I would be very glad, because that means I would be happy if any of you got anything from it. But that understanding is also, you can apply that to the law of attraction, how people talk about law of attraction, or how being in the same energy. Well, that's another one. But it is very much about this, how we attract, has a lot to do with how we reflect. How do you reflect upon the past? Do you let the past have a negative toll on you, or do you take on a more forgiving note of saying, yes, it happened? And the courage we have here, courage, I find inner strength to face fear with confidence. Fear is an emotion tends to be directed towards the future. And it tends to be tied up to the past, in that you are fearful of the future because something hurt you in the past. And then you live in fear in the present moment, and that's where you go into those lower levels. Probably, if any of you saw the other reading, I talked about being in the lower levels, where you are just working to survive. But the win-win outcome is forecast, right? Now, the Libra energy has a lot to do with relationships. Contracts, social contracts, formal contracts. Sorry, I have to stop now. but yeah, it is a win-win outcome is forecast. Let's read that one and tie that up. I'm so sorry, guys. I wanted to make this simple, and I just made it more complex, didn't I? The full moon in Libra is a sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since the full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests that you are either about to start a new relationship, or that an important existing relationship is changing, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason, and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. It can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's need. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Let go of what is falling behind. Of that which is falling behind. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision, and it's time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but don't be so vain. And now is a great time for a makeover. That's a little bit contradiction. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the fore. It's encourage you to find balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Yeah. So that's where we get back to another understanding. Now we went through the past, present, future, right? Now let's go into this oneness of people. Again, you are just one of many. We are the same, but we are not the same. So consent is ongoing. And that where also pro-social come into play. God, this was 14 minutes of chaos. let's see what we have here for you. All right. In the past, I see there being a teamwork for you. Here we have the Three of Pentacles for you, and they have the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups. Again, we get this energy here that things were actually rather good in the past. And in the present moment, I feel as though things are still good for you, but your person here is walking away, and that will have a consequence for you coming up here. Because the two of you are going from there being love in a situation to a changed mindset in which things may become a bit more detached. I see, I gotta be honest with you, I feel as though the person you're dealing with or the situation you're dealing with, they got what they wanted here in the past. They got what they wanted. They got what they wanted. That's all I get. They got what they wanted, and they have their back turned, and you are still a little bit here in the past, still very happy. And I do sense happiness. Around you, and I may even, for some of you, if this is a partnership, it may even be that you got included into a person with someone who has children, or you know, the family, and you're accepted by the family. Your person has their back turned, so it's not just you that's going to be sad here, it's also, you know, the children or the family, but your person has made up their mind. So let's see here. In the past situation here, I do feel as though your person here, your person is attached to something. All right, let me lay it out here. You followed your intuition, right? You followed your intuition here in the past. I do see there being a teamwork here. You're putting in the work. I don't know if you added up some sort of a contract here in the past. But I do see something here about you really being attached to details. You're being in a mode of transition. And it's happening in regards to a teamwork. Whereas you... Show me more about this. This is the past energy, right? Why do you also have a broken heart here for some reason or another? We have Three of Pentacles clarified by Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Devil. Guys, wow, now we have a change story here. In the recent past, you keep getting all of these third energies, so you are in the third energy, right? I don't know if hold on, if something here went down in the recent past in which, well, I definitely see there being a broken heart, that's absolutely sure. Hold on. Because I'm looking at a goddess, I got gossip of the moon, and there's a reason for that. Why do I get as though you listen to your intuition here in some sort of a partnership? You saw the darkness of something here. There's a strong Capricorn energy here on your side. And also this Libra energy in which there's been a reduction of a partnership, but I get this mountain goat here. This mountain goat continuing, because I see that in the past you are going from being in the darkness and going into color. You're listening into your intuition. I don't know if your intuition told you something that actually broke your heart. It is actually a rather strong energy here in the past from your side, and your person here, get this, they got what they wanted. It's like they are attached to something higher than them. My God, honestly, gotta tell you something. It seems as though your partner here has gotten some sort of enlightenment here in this as well. Both of you are sad here in the past. Your person here has a sadness and a heavy burden to carry. I feel as though right now it's like shows up as your person that has this lesson to learn, related to what it is that makes them happy. About listening to these messages that come. So both of you have sadness here. Both of you have a broken heart, meaning that you may have experienced an ending of a sort. They may be tied up to a situation that's heavy, and they are sad. It's like they're walking away from you with their head held down, right? The connection between you has a lot of, cleanupness here in the past. So even though there are emotions, I feel as though the emotions have not been spoken in the past. Someone here it shows up as your partner. They are tied to a situation in which both of you could be tied up to some sort of a contract of a sort. But it shows up very much as though it is the surrounding world here. In the present situation, I see you having happiness of a sort. That was the rabbit that came out there for you. We have the gossip. I still get as though there's love between the two of you, or fond emotions, which is weird. There we have this Father Pentacle. You have now the Ten of Swords and the Emperor and the Five of Wands, and they have Four Pentacle. Your energy is so weird, and they have Death, and they have Five of Pentacle. Your energies are so weird. I cannot stress enough how weird your energies are, the two of you. I see two people wanting to come together, but for some reason it's just not happening. It is just not happening. What do we have here for you? We have it's the Six of Swords, sorry. But it really shows up to me as the Ten of Swords here. Why is that? It's because the rainbow, you're happy here. But I feel as though you know what's happy for you here is that you are a problem solver. This is good. This is where you have this energy in that you look to the past, you get the enlightenment from the past so that you can solve problems in the future. So for some of you, you have already you would have understood what I tried to communicate before, because these are the energies of learning, seeing things clearly from the past and looking into the future as a problem solver. And from that, you take on a new mindset here. You take charge of a situation. You show up very structured, very disciplined, and take charge in terms of even though there's tension, right? There could be competition. You're still looking at things very, very clearly. Your person here they are also going through a transition. They have a loss here, right? They are very much focused about the money or something that they will lose, or the status that they will lose. They have the Six of Swords, so they are also going into a changed mindset. They have something to offer here. Sometimes I don't know if this person here looks to the opinions of others too much. But there's definitely some sort of a lack mentality set. And what I do get here is that both of you are gaining victory from this for some reason or another. Both of you are gaining victory from it. I get that whatever went down here between the two of you, it's been a lesson for both of you. But I still get, here we have the Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. I still get that there's something that needs to be addressed. It may be that the two of you are, by the way, mirroring each other, right? The two of you are mirroring each other. You're both learning from it. For some of you, you could actually be about to head into some sort of a debate here about it. You have the courage now to be in a status or be in a state where it is that you don't really have, what I get, like, you don't really have that much choice. Both of you are waiting for each other, by the way. Both of you are waiting for each other about who will take the next step. But for some of you, now it shows up as you, at least one person here in this equation has a little bit of an ego problem. In that they don't want to open up. It shows up a little bit as you and the other person don't want to open up either. What do we have coming up here for you? Yeah, you don't have the best outcome, guys. The emotions are still here. If you were the one who dumped this person, this person is holding back and they're going forward. Both of you are mirroring each other. Sorry, guys. It's just you're mirroring each other insanely. And you're going to have a communication in which you're trying to solve this problem, where you try to solve this. Where it is that you're going to try and look at the past and try to find a solution. Is going to be very, very, very difficult. I'm not gonna lie. There we have the King of Pentacles. God, I'm probably gonna do a second one on this page, King of Pentacles, all right, or third one, and not make it so complex. Show me here what's coming up for you, because I got you're going into a hostility conflict, right? Did you dump this person? It's like the roles are changing right now. Alright. You know what? I'm just gonna say it as it is, and then you place the roles. Someone here in the past, they regret having listened to someone else. They regret having listened. This other person who was happy, they had attachments, they were heavy, right? They were very, very heavy burden to carry. And even though there were definitely emotions here, there absolutely were emotions, they were not spoken clearly, because someone here could still have been tied up to something in the past. And someone broke someone's heart in regards to... It shows up as having a contract related to it. So it could be that it was a marriage, or they cheated with someone at work. I don't know. There's just something here about a teamwork or a partnership not working out. And there was always a third energy in between. And in the present situation, I see... both people learning from it. it's such a mirroring reflect, right? Both people are learning from it. Both people are walking into a new mindset. There's one person here that is still looking at the talent that someone else here has to provide, but the talent or the gifts or whatever, but they are not opening up for those. It's like the box has been closed in terms of, I don't want to participate, I don't want to give up my energies anymore to this. And then what we have is there's still happiness here, but it's like a message is now being made public, in that we have broken up, and that affects more people. It affects other people. It's like someone here has broken up with someone, now they're telling the family we're done. But what comes up here is then, I feel as though it's like the family is going to turn on them and saying, were you fair? Were you fair in what it is that you did? Because now comes the balancing act, and I feel as though this person over here showed up as you, right? Are now going to be faced with some sort of a hostility here. It may be that you're faced with an idiot who wants what it is that they want. They want their ego fed, right? Because I do see an energy here about no matter what it's done, it's never good enough. Trying to be fair, it's never good enough. And we have the other person here over here, who's, by the way, also trying to mend it. It may be, alright, it may be that someone here is trying to come back and trying to mend something. In all cases, someone here is trying to come back and to mend something, and it's gonna hit out of nowhere this apology. Because it's like someone here is coming to the understanding, shit, I shouldn't have done that. They want to give an apology. They want to try to mend it. And the other person is holding back, really holding back. They're learning to hold back because they've been through so much stress. And the energy between is that of being, again, there we have this man holding a heart right now, trying to communicate. Someone is trying to communicate their emotions, but they're trying to communicate emotions to someone who has turned a little cold here. And I do see small communications about, can we try and be flexible? Can we try and mend this? But someone is a little not really that receiving of that communication. I'm gonna look into the King of Pentacles, guys, and then we're gonna call that it. What did that have to do with time? Don't let your past hold you back. It's that someone here is trying to learn from their past. They made a bad decision. They're trying to mend it. The other person here is not that willing. Right? They may be talking with other people now as well. Could be going online. Because they are changing. They are changing. I keep seeing something about social media again. It's like someone here is disappearing from social media. You can't get hold of them. Or it's you disappearing from social media and someone can't get hold of them. They're gone. So how can they keep track of them when they are not there? How can they understand where have they gone is what I get. Where did they go? They are just gone. I can't find them. I want to try and mend things with this person. I really want to try and mend things with this person because I care, but I can't find them. It's almost like understanding that I was a little too quick on that. I didn't expect them to just walk away. Show me this. I regret the past, but I know I cannot change it. It's the riddle. I didn't ask the right questions. Here we have the one again and the arrows. I didn't ask the right questions in the past. I didn't see things clearly. I asked the wrong questions. I wanted to avoid the conflict. But there's warm in the beginning. Someone here is not smiling anymore. Here we have the thread. Its time has come back to this person here. There we have this time. Understanding is about time. That it crashes. One person is always one step in front. I can't really place you guys because... Alright, let's say that you... Because it showed a little bit of as you, okay? But you know... In all cases, the both of you are mirroring each other. There was happiness in the past. Someone got their heart broken because someone put their own needs first. The person who may have allowed something else to come in between are going to face the consequences. There are going to be hostilities. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be a situation where no matter what it is that they do, it doesn't feel like it's good enough. And I see communication coming, trying to mend something here. And it's gonna strike someone out of nowhere. Because it's like, why are you trying to mend this? Alright. One last here. And then we're gonna call this it. And then we're gonna look into the King of Pentacles, because I think that's the only reason I can get anything from it. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. That was probably to me. Because I'm sitting here thinking, am I getting it right? Am I getting it right? Yes. But it's the same story. It's just it's different perspectives on it. I think the reason why I'm annoyed by it is that I don't get a full closure on it. Every time I think that I'm done with it, I'm confirmed that it's not done. But then again, nothing is yet set in stone. Alright, I'm gonna try and look into the King of Pentacles, and then I'm gonna say that's it. If I can't reach it there, it's just how it is, okay guys? I don't know why you get all of these extra messages around, because I feel as though I should just stop doing that. And now I'm gonna die. Now I'm gonna dig, alright? I'm gonna dig. I will see you next time in a minute. See you. Ciao.